Hey there, another edition of G-Rock Rising, but this one is a little bit different that we've been able to do. Erin, Vogt here, of course, with 3 out of 5 parts of Wicker Hollow. Want to welcome you guys. We have Chris, Sean, and Chris, and the reason this is a little bit different, a little bit special, is because this is our very first G-Rock Rising. We'll call it a year in review. It's Wicker Hollow year in review. You guys put out your first album together about a little bit more than a year, last fall, we'll say, right? Mm-hmm. And that one was Live Like You Know What You're Leaving. You had a big CD release for that at Starland Ballroom, premier venue that you're very familiar with in Sayreville. And now, as you're watching this, you've had another big CD release for your second album. You haven't lost any speed. It seems like your momentum has just kept going ever since Wicker Hollow got off the ground. The new album, brand new album, as you're watching us, is Wake Up Call.
Yep.
So it's been a busy year.
Yeah.
You want to tell us how it's gone, the progression? It seems like you would have really needed to get back to the recording studio very soon after.
Yeah, well, we the first record came out September 1st, right? Last year? Yeah, September 1st last year. And we just played off that for a while. We played with a lot of bands, a lot of national bands since then. We were out with Sugar Cult, Catch-22, the Ataris, Mest, Goldfinger, Less Than Jake. And then we hit the studio I think it was wasn't it April?
Yeah, we started in April.
We started April, and we just basically, we had been collaborating the best songs we had for, even before, I think we played some of these songs at the last CD release show, and we just been, tweaking them and picking out what were the best ones, so we chose the 10 best, and we just spent the whole summer recording. We only played select dates out, really, and that's it. After our entire spring and summer recording, we're ready for it, ready for it to come out.
Kind of like the next level, I guess you could say, in a way.
Yeah, it definitely feels different.
So that's what I was going to ask you next then. How can people kind of, before they maybe get it into their hands, people who have listened to Live Like You Know What You're Leaving, how does that kind of match up to the new album, Wake Up Call, in your eyes? Was this just, did you go on a slightly different route?
Yeah.
And you kind of wanted to keep your
It's more aggressive. It's I mean, the first album was it was all, I think I even said this before, it was all about just life on the road and things that
it was almost like a concept.
Yeah, it was basically a concept album, and some of the songs on there were a little soft, and which I love, but I don't know, we just got a lot faster and like I said, more aggressive, but not, we didn't change our style of music. We're still a pop something band,
You kind of get your stuff out of your system.
Yeah.
You did the softer the first time around or last time around.
It was more I think it was more I hate to use this word. Emotional. I'm not going to say emo, but it was more just feelings were coming out. And this record is just more based on just experiences, outside of that type of life, and and it's a lot more fun too. It's a very upbeat.
So drawing on different inspirations, elements of what you guys have come across as well. So we just mentioned that you just had this big CD release at Starland Ballroom, playing with not just a great group of local bands, but actually a couple other G-Rock Rising bands that we've had in Racing Kites and Throw the Heat. So it seems like you guys have the community aspect. You're able to balance that with your constant motion forward. Was it easy to pick which bands you wanted to play?
It was. When we started working out this date with Starland, they were like, we'll suggest some bands, and you can suggest some bands, and the one band that I picked right off the bat was Rumbo Tumbo. I love that band. I think they're awesome, and there used to be a band called Someday Never, and they played our last CD release, and they did really well, and they've just always been a real solid band, great group of guys. So I called them right away, and they were like, yeah, definitely. And then we just basically talk to different bands to see what they thought that they could do and everything. And I definitely think it's a cool lineup. And the cool thing about it is nobody's really different. It's not like you're there to see a pop punk or rock and roll show and then you've got a jazz band opening or something.
It can be tough. It's that trick of
we got pretty much the same feeling all night, which I think is good. I mean, it's good in a way too. Nobody sounds exactly the same.
Right.
So,
but the same energy level.
Same energy level. Yeah.
Something else you guys have going on aside from the brand new album, Wake Up Call, I wanted to mention it before we get into a couple other dates that people will definitely want to make a note of on their calendar to come support you guys at. But you have another connection. I think last time we spoke, you had already had a connection to a movie, a feature film that was out with music. And now this time around, there's actually a brand new indie film that's coming out in 2009 that you guys have a title track for?
Title track for. The movie's called The Roadhouse, and it's starring Joe Cernio, and Vinnie Vella's in it too, and Monica Knight, and it's a really cool movie. I don't want to say too much about it, but it's kind of a thriller. Like it's pretty cool the way it was put together, and they contacted me about a song, and because none of the stuff from like the first album or stuff that like me and him have done in the past like really fit it, and it was literally I was walking out of the studio, had just finished the last song on the record, which it's not the last of the track listing, but last one I recorded, and it's called This Ocean Drive. And I was like, you know what, give me an email address and I'll send it to you. And they were just like, yeah, definitely.
It fit.
Yeah,
so it actually worked out. Just the synergy was there again.
Yeah.
And trailer for the movie is up online if people want to check it out, so they can kind of see where they're going with that.
Yeah.
The shows that we were just talking about coming up in January, really not that far from when you're watching this. You're playing Stone Pony. It's a big show because it's for the break contest for Bamboozle 2009, which is a huge Bamboozle this year because you have No Doubt reuniting for the first time in years. You have Fall Out Boy, so I guess the effort is there to try to get people out for the Stone Pony, which date is the...
we're playing January 11th. Okay. We go on at 9:30, and we're real excited about it. We're going to try to get a lot of people out. Me and Chris used to be in a band called Matchmaker, and we won the contest 3 years ago, I think it was.
2 years ago.
2 years ago, and we're hoping to do it again under this name. So come out.
So look for that.
Please, we need the support.
And another cool show that you have lined up, ready to go, is going to be at Freehold Raceway Mall, and that's actually going to be at. It was a case where the store actually contacted you, the chain, I should say, or the franchise.
Yeah, the I don't know what she is. I guess she's like the regional somebody. I don't know. She contacted me and she said
Hot Topic.
Yeah, Hot Topic. Sorry, Hot Topic.
You should mention that.
Baby gap. But yeah, Hot Topic contacted me and they asked me, would we be interested in doing this like meet and greet acoustic set at the Hot Topic in the Freehold Raceway Mall, and I was all about it. So that's January 16th at 7 p.m. The whole band is going to be there. I'm going to do a couple acoustic songs, and we'll be there, making fun of each other, and want to meet everybody, and it's free.
That's even better then, so people can come by in their post-holiday shopping and check you guys out at the Freehold Raceway Mall. And then for those dates and more dates and info on the brand new album, people can go to the website, which is
myspace.com/Wicker Hollow.
Easy enough. Brand new album, Wake Up Call. You're going to want to get it after hearing these two songs, Sent to Rock Rising.